Okay. Hopefully this works. Wow. I'm honestly surprised that this game works after all these years. Waves of nostalgia hit me all at once when I saw the main menu pop up. The main theme sounding a little creepy, but had this weird charm to it that I liked. I found it weirdly funny looking at Sonic's awful 3D animation and how much of a puppet he looks when he moves. But now that the main wave of nostalgia ended, I started to feel a little
I'm Sonic.
uncomfortable.
Welcome to my school.
I can't exactly tell you what it was about the game that made me feel this way, but something about it just seemed off. I select play and the game boots up with me in a school bus next to the same schoolhouse I remember being my childhood back in the day. When I stepped out of the bus, I could have sworn I heard voices from the other classmates saying things like, "Don't go," or "Run away." But it was so quiet it sounded like a faint whisper, like the breeze of the wind. Before I could give it any more thought, the school bell rang, and I rushed inside. Looking back, I never remembered how I could like a place like this when I was a kid. It's certainly very colorful inside, but the structure and gray deadish walls make it seem as if I stepped into a kid-friendly prison. In all honesty, it was kind of depressing. What? I'm not sure if the game capture picked it up, but Sonic's eyes just darted and looked right at me for a split second, and looked back before I could process it. I'm pretty sure I'm just seeing things. Wait. Another Sonic poster? Oh yeah! The posters that gave you useful information!
1 plus 3 equals 4.
Well, that was useless.
Maths will be starting very soon. Have fun!
I hear a strange voice coming out of the intercom, a voice that sounded almost too artificial to be human. I checked the map of the hub world and make my way to the blue door. Once I stepped inside, I knew something wasn't right. Firstly, there were no chairs or desks in sight. No pencils, rubbers, or even other characters. I feel like I just stepped into an empty cell. Though, I guess being in a room completely alone allows me to swim in my own thoughts. After 10 seconds of staring into nothing, I noticed a couple of paintings on the wall. I stared deeply into the poster containing a clownfish and whatever the hell Dory was, and was hit with sudden flashbacks of a certain movie I grew up with. Finding Nemo. I started to think some very dark thoughts. What would have happened if Marlin never found Nemo? Would he keep looking until his dying breath? Would he have eaten Dory out of desperation for survival? I guess I could relate to Marlin in a weird way. He started to make me think about other questions, like will I ever find my parents? I haven't seen them in years. I'd be surprised if they weren't dead after all this time. Am I looking for them? Or are they searching for me and all I have to do is wait? I guess I'll never know. Jesus! What was that? Oh. Phew, it's just numbers. I remember the game being crowded by those guys. Hold on. 12? How? How do they know my age? What's going on here? Suddenly, the screen quickly transitions to a small minigame. Ah yeah, those small maths games. I used to be very good at these. Man, this stuff is way easier than I remembered. 2 plus 3? 10 plus 2? What is this, a game for kids? What? Pi? Theorem of Pythagoras? I knew I should have paid attention in those classes! Before I could type any more answers, the screen turned black, indicating that I lost the game.
I can now take over the world.
Now I remember Eggman was in this game. His laugh always annoyed me as a kid. But when I kept listening to his laugh, what should have been some bad 16-bit sound effect, it sounded way too realistic. Hyper-realistic to be more exact.
Arts and crafts will be next. Pack your bags and be sure to smile.
Once again, I heard the artificial voice speak over the intercom. Checking the map again, I left the classroom, walked down the hallway, and headed to the green door on my right. Another Sonic? Let's see what he says.
Have you told your parents you love them?
My parents. Man, now that Sonic said that, I don't think I have. Did I say to my parents I love them when I left? I don't know, it was so long ago. Heading into the classroom, I was hit with the same emptiness from the last one. Though this time, there was even less stuff in here. I'm sure if this was real life, I would hear some kind of echo. I walked to the corner of the room and saw a few more paintings, these ones being more intriguing than the last. This one speaks to me. A spaceship passing a nearby planet. It almost represents one of mankind's greatest fears. That being so close to your goals you can almost touch them, but never going in the right direction, always missing your mark. It's a vicious cycle that many people have to go through. Me in particular. I've always had goals that I had within my grasp, but because of either cowardice or sheer bad luck, I could never achieve them, no matter how badly I wanted them. One of those goals is my journey home. As I continue to play this game, I slowly start thinking about how hopeless my situation is. At this point, I don't think I'll ever go home. My whole purpose in life is to just fly around space for the rest of my life, trying to capture the happiness that I once had, but could never reach it anymore. It hurts, but I'm kind of used to being depressed at this point. Whoa! Before I could delve into my psyche even more, the screen transitioned to another mini-game, this time revolving around art. I quickly grabbed a pencil and began drawing, letting my hand draw anything that came to my mind. 1 minute passed and I just managed to complete my drawing. A heart. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Awesome! An S rank! I remembered always getting the best rank in this game when I was a child. It always filled me with so much joy, like I found my meaning to life. I always had a smile on my face when Sonic constantly said,
That was awesome! You're a natural!
It was a little thing, but he made me feel special. But before I could bathe in my own glory, I heard the school bell ring.
Time for recess. You deserve a break.
After playing this game for so long, yeah, I deserve a break from this. I make my way out of the classroom and head my way to the garden out the back. Like what I remember back then, there are 2 gates that have different contents in each one. I decide to play it safe and walked into the left gate, where I see 6 rings on small stone pavements. Because I'm playing a Sonic game out of instinct, I grabbed a ring, to hear the ring sound effect, but in reverse. What? -1? What does that mean? Like a truck, it hit me all at once. Of course, it all makes sense. The rings in the Sonic franchise, they represent time. The time Sonic has left to live. That's why whenever he gets hit with no rings, he dies because he ran out of time. Does that mean whenever he went super, when the rings are stripped away from him, he dies because of old age when he hits 0? God. I never thought of it like that. A massive twinge of guilt started to well inside my stomach. How could I ever be forgiven? I constantly stripped your life away and never gave it a second thought. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I was so deep in my own guilt that I didn't see the other rings starting to slowly move towards me. I only realized it when I heard the reverse ring sound effect again. I was never so scared in my life. No matter where I ran, I constantly heard the ring sound, which was slowly getting louder and louder, becoming more frequent with every second. I had to get out of here. I'm not ready to die yet. Using every ounce of my strength, I made a dash for the gate, the sound of the rings blaring in my ears becoming so loud I was losing my focus. But I wasn't gonna let these rings kill me. Not here! Not now! Phew. made it! I've never felt so weak. It takes all of my remaining strength to even move my character. The game suddenly transitioned to the next gate, where only stone statues of iconic Sonic characters could be seen. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Robotnik, a ring, and a checkpoint. It might not sound like anything special, but whenever I moved my character, the statues began to move, like they were following me and they all had the same lifeless eyes, like they were staring into my soul. Looking at the statues closer, I started to catch on to what each one meant. Tails represents the life I had as a child. Innocent, childish, never looking too deep into life's problems. His open grin reminded me of whenever I lied to my parents or did something I knew was bad. Man, I'm just tearing up just looking at his innocent smile. I then turned to see Sonic. Who represents teen adolescence, a phase in which people are rebellious and are always full of life and energy. I always remember that stage in my life. Man, those were simpler times. Turning to Knuckles, I see the stage of my life where I went through that infamous angsty phase. A phase where life's problems finally hit you all at once. You never know what's right from wrong. You always want to prove yourself to the world, yet you feel beaten and pummeled when life decides to fight back. You become a glass cannon, and every little thing infuriates you. A stage in life that many people go through, and unfortunately, some never get out of. At last I turned to the statue of Eggman, the phase of adulthood racing through my mind. The stage where the child finally cracks out of their shell to become a man. The stage of a human's life where you constantly fail and only have a few victories under your belt. The stage where balled up talent is finally let loose, only for you to waste it on mindless junk and unrealistic goals. The stage where I was interrupted by the sound of cracking and what sounded like tearing flesh. As I turned around, I saw that Sonic's statue was violently shaking. Chips of stone was breaking off and the head started growing spikes from all these weird angles. I feel like I was staring into one of my worst nightmares. The thing that scared me the most was the noise Sonic was making. It didn't sound like a monster or some otherworldly demon. He sounded like a rabid dog. A sound that is so real yet so monstrous at the same time. I was paralyzed with fear, finding it impossible to move my character. My hand was cramped in a position that made my character look right at this monster, whose head was slowly turning 180 degrees away from me, his body still anchored to the spot. When I finally regained control of my hand, I started to frantically look around at any possible escape. The gate? The fence? The checkpoint! That should do it! I grabbed my mouse and made my character do a beeline for the checkpoint. Sonic, seeing my character's son's movement, quickly snapped his head back in place and lunged at me, wide open with bare teeth. I'm going to die! I'm going to die! I'm going to die! I'm going to die! I made it! Yes! Take that, Sonic! I've beaten you! Yes! Okay, why is everything so dead in this place? Maybe if I click on this Sonic poster, he'll be able to answer my question.
Be honest with yourself.
Be honest? Be honest? What? I've always been honest with myself. What is Sonic trying to say to me? Honest? Oh. Maybe there's... Yes. Looking at the Sonic poster, the love in my heart for Sonic started turning into blinding hatred. I finally saw the truth. Sonic is worthless. The mascot that was meant to take on Mario was the only gimmick he had going for him. He makes games. Sonic is lost. He is changing to the point no one knows who he is. All we have are memories and thoughts on what we think Sonic is.
Do you think this is a game?
I don't think so. Not anymore, at least. I'm too invested in the world of Sonic that this whole thing mixed into my real life. Maybe I am obsessed with you, but is it out of love or hate? I don't like many of your games. Even you, Sonic. This game I don't know how to feel about, and here I am still playing it. It's so bad, but I like playing it like a guilty pleasure.
Run!
No. I'm no longer going to run away from you. The power went out. Everything is so dark. Is that sound again? Sonic, is that you? I look around and I hear something. It's coming closer. Where? Where? I see a bright light. The pathway to home is in front of me. I was so happy. I never thought I would see this again after everything I've been through finally. Finally. Home. The door shuts. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No! Let me out! Let me go home! Please! I just want to go home. I feel dizzy. I did this, didn't I? My God. I should have known. The hints.
I'm Sonic. Welcome to my schoolhouse.
The pain! It hurts! Ah! I can't feel my arms anymore. Sonic. I get it now.
1 plus 3 equals 4.
We've been on 3 adventures, but never a 4th. It never mattered to me because I thought it was over. Turns out this is it. Oh, buddy. The 4th adventure we never had. Now I lost the feelings of my legs. Sonic. I understand. I did this! I did all of this! You were once pure and I turned you into something ugly! I did this! I did all of this! Damn it! My God, it was all me. I kept you from going home. My parents, if I ever told them I loved them, no. I never did because it never mattered to me on what they must have felt. I left and I didn't even care. Just like how I never cared for you when I kept you from going home. I just wanted to be happy and be with you. Everything in my head was perfect. I don't care what anyone has to say! Nothing else matters. You and me. We matter, right, Sonic? I feel like I'm being dragged across the floor. I see blood. My blood. Time. So much of our time. Wasted. Was it well spent when we were so happy? If I was happy, Then it wasn't wasted, was it? Were you happy, Sonic? I hope so. I do. That's why you showed me everything. I know who I am. I feel like he's pulling on me. My neck's stretching. It's okay. I am Crystal Dyke. Sonic, you're my best friend. This is what I wanted. Even if it ends like this. I'm glad it's you. This was a good lesson. That was it. My final thoughts on this game. It's pretty stupid.